it's Warren and Colleen from NQ Explorers. Today we're in a ghost town that was established in 1872 on the river down here. It only lasted for around 10 years, for a good reason. It was moved, but I'll explain that later. We just pulled up with the van. No, we haven't got the trusty Land Rover. We've got Colleen's Ranger, and we just got the kettle on. Gonna have a bit of morning tea and break out the AT Maxes. Back shortly. Oh, there'll be a bottle dump somewhere. Colin's getting going already. I'm still waiting for the tea to boil. A remnant palm from the centre of town. Morning tea's ready. We've got some hot tea and pikelets. Awesome. Okay, we've had morning tea. Refreshed from our little bit of travel there. Actually, we went down the wrong road for about 7 or 8k to turn the van around in the forest, but we're on the spot now. We'll get into it. Righto, so today I'm using AT Max with a standard 11.5 double D. Colleen's got the Max with the Nell sharpshooter. Since we've never been here before and it's kind of a recon, I've got my eye on 30, but I'm going to turn on the iron audio for a while to establish the extent of the settlement. I want to know where the iron is and where it starts and where it ends. So we'll detect a while with the iron on and cherry pick any higher tones. Okay, here's my first target for the day. Typical of these old ghost towns, I won't keep showing you these. Great signal, a little brass washer. Nice. Okay, Colleen's called out, I was 50 metres away. You got the Olympic rings. That's a bit of old bullock dray or horse infrastructure, eh? You got 2 continents missing out of the Olympic rings, but that's all right. Yep. That'll do.
It's a start.
Nice. This one's an awesome period piece, an old musket ball, large calibre, probably out of a brown bass. Been fired and hit something on one side. Definitely dates from the 1870s. That's a ripper. Okay, I'll just have a look here before I detect it. Looks like there's some foundation remains. You can see there's some old timbers, possibly the remains of a bush rock chimney stack, and definitely something here that could have been a chimney for some sort of foundation. That's been put there. It's obviously not naturally occurring in this. We're on a river flat. It's all silt, so these rocks have been brought up from the river. I'll have a quick swing around here and see what we come up with. Here's some lovely old ceramic here, just right near where we parked. Look at that pretty pattern. Not much left of the old plate though. That's it. Okay, Colleen's report. She just hit several pieces of harmonica.
Yeah, a bit of a. That's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle here.
Oh yeah. One reed's all snapped up. What's
and that's
that?
A nice bit
lead.
Of lead, yeah.
I
just thought it looked...
Oh, well, there's going to be a lot of lead here. They use lead for everything. Yeah. And 3 pieces of an old Honer or something.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Looks like it might fit together.
Yep. Yeah, Colin's just got a button. What an old timer's 4-hole. 55, that's fairly normal for them. They're little brass ones. Oh, nice one. That'll be branded, eh? Unless it's... Nice work. What was it, 55?
Yeah.
See if you can see any writing on the other side.
Looks old, doesn't it?
Yeah, look at the other side.
Yeah,
we'll give it a bush clean, see if we can get any, best ring ends or whatever. So as you can see, Colleen's on Max today with the Nell sharpshooter. That's a 9.5, I think, double D. I've sort of left my machine behind. Colleen keeps calling me over. She's on an 80 here. Not far from the button side, is it?
There's a bit of, it's jumping a little bit.
Oh, there's a lot of flat iron, so...
Yeah, it is picking up a lot of iron and things as well. Oh, it must have been on top.
Could be just a bit of scrap iron. Oh no, it's up in the hole. You said there's a bit of grunt to it though, with the iron.
I'll just show you. That's
Iron. So you got a hide squeaker in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Could be another button, eh? Not as 80. But...
80.
Check the pinpointers running. Could be one of those little brass horse studs or something. They come up really high.
I might just have to...
I think it's in the ground there. That's another target,
that
isn't it?
seems like it is still in the ground, doesn't it?
Right, we'll report back when she's excavated
Oh,
this.
hang on. Is that it there? No, I thought it was a bullet.
Okay, the 80 target's come to light. After a bit of tricky pinpointing. Oh!
A bit of a badge, or is it a badge of something, do you think?
That's a... oh, definitely, that's Victoriana for sure. It's got a flower.
Oh yeah, it has too.
A flower and a... I don't think it's saddleware. It could be a... Was it a brooch? No.
Is that a fleur-de-lis? No, it doesn't look like a brooch because it doesn't seem to have the clips.
That's nice. Not sure what it is, but definitely Victorian style.
Yeah.
Here's some nice old purple bottle glass. Guess that's sun damage that causes it to go that colour, but there's artefacts spread all over the place. We've got bottle fragments and ceramics, quite a lot of it. Now, Colin and I have been to a lot of ghost towns over the years. I'll put a link to a playlist we've got, which is Ghost Towns and Abandoned Places. Most of the ghost towns we've been to are mining towns, so you've got the old gold, copper, lead, zinc, gold rush towns out in Western Queensland, northwest Queensland. So when the mines are worked out, the towns disappeared. That's not what happened here. This was a rural town, cattle, sheep and wheat. Established in the 1860s, and what happened when the government railway went through in the 1870s, it was about 15k north. At that point, Cobb and Co were coming through here. I believe what you can see behind me there is the old road crossing the river. That would have been the Cobb and Co route, and where Colin was getting those harmonica reeds, we think that could have been the change station. We don't really know. This is only our first trip, so it's kind of a recon. We'll be back to this site and we'll camp overnight for a couple of days. So what happened when the railway passed through north of here, the town was no longer a transport hub, so it was a victim of technology, if you like. Steam engines defeated the horses. So when the iron horses up that way, the stagecoaches stopped coming through here. No more stagecoach run. Cobb and Co kept running from the end of the railway line, the railhead. Once the railway goes through, there's no need for Cobb and Co. So what happened was the town basically died and everyone moved north to the railhead. People lingered on here for a while, but in about 1905-06 there was a big flood and that sort of convinced them to leave for good. So it's been 120 years roughly since anyone lived here. But settlement dates back actually to the late 1840s when the pioneers came through this area. So not a gold mining or mining ghost town. It was just a victim of modern technology when steam defeated horse. Well, like all these old ghost towns, there's tons of iron spread all over the place. Old matchboxes and tobacco tins have rusted into 100 pieces. But this is a repeatable. I'm going to say it's a high 60s. Jumps into 70s maybe. We'll have a crack at this down in here somewhere. First I'll see if I can pinpoint it. See how shallow it is. It's probably not very deep. You can hear the proportional audio on the max is quite loud, so it's not deep. Okay, back in here towards the camera more. Ouch, that prickle bush hurts. I've just taken a bit of damage. Well, I've got to pay for this fine, obviously. Typical Australian flora. Even it wants to bite you. All good. So down in here somewhere we'll just gingerly excavate this in case this plant wants to bite me again. Could be a button at that target ID, brass button. There's still a bit of depth to it there. Pretty dry, even though we're right near the river. Would flood here, but you'd have to have a big wet, I guess, for it to flood up in here. I don't know how often it floods. Let's check it with the machine, because there's a lot of iron in the ground there. And of course the pinpointer can't tell the iron. I know. Oh, look at the target ID now. It's improved to a 75. And note the poor pinpointing. That's because there's prickle bush. Got me a bit on edge. Okay, that's the target there. Could be a brass washer, horse stud. Maybe a button at that number. Old shotty shell. Hopefully it just comes out in one of these chunks. May have done already. I didn't. Oh, there's something here. Look, this is it. Oh, look at this. It's an awesome gilt badge of some sort. I guess you saw that come out. What is this going to be? Double diamond. And it's gilt on the back with the pin. What a ripper. Like I did a live dig on that. A lot of gold plate on this still. Very ornate even on the back. But the front's encrusted with this silty clay. When I go back to the ute, soak it in one of those Garrett gold plants for half an hour to get this. I don't want to scratch the gilt off the front, so I'll just let go and soak it for a while, and we'll get back to it shortly when it's been in there for about half an hour or so. What a ripper that was. Glad I did a live dig. Okay, I just went to base camp, soaking that awesome looking bit of gear. Might be a cricket buckle, I'm not sure yet. A lot of gilt on that, so it was fairly new and not too worn when it was dropped back in the 1870s. I'll once it's soaked, we'll have a good look at it, see if we can get a maker's name or some kind of mark off it. And oh, that's awesome. Really happy with that. Get back into it. Just left the machine over here on the ground where I dug it. I'll just backfill the hole. We'll keep going. So this is what I believe to be the old coach road. The big Cobb & Co Concords would have gone through here heading west across the river there. And up behind us, in that area where we're getting the fines, was the change station in a small township. This one's only a 52, but in these situations of digger repeatables, not forgetting a half sovereign on a Garrett AT's 56. Could be half sovereign. We'll see. Cat's out. I didn't see any half sovereign come out. So it's going to be lead. And it is, look at that. Little strip of lead. Typical of what you find in these old ghost towns there. I just got this big chunk of copper or brass. The 78 signal, and it's got lock on it. I wonder what that was. That's obviously a brand name, or I don't think a lock would actually have lock written on it. Self-evident what it is. Interesting. That is, look how thick that is. That's quite heavy. It's something lock. Don't know. Have a look at this weather for detecting. It's just low 30s. A little bit of a breeze coming from the north. It's just a beautiful day to be out in this old ghost town. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. Anyway, we're going to have a bit of lunch shortly and boil a billy again. Well, I've just found another piece of the puzzle, and it's a beautiful old piece of Australiana. I think it's a bell, the remnants of a bell, and as you can see it says bullock drive. There should be more fragments in the ground here. That was about 8 inches down, the bullock part. They're a couple of feet apart. I'd say it's a bullock's bell with some commemorative bullock drive from the 1800s. That's just awesome. Okay, we're pretty sure at the old change station, Collins just called me over and she's exposed this, which is, yeah, it does look like a knife blade. Something exposed vertically. What was your target ID? Okay, now we'll go with a bit of an excavation here, but we're going to have to do it gingerly because we don't know what this is, and if it's a piece of cutlery sitting vertically in the ground. Okay, that looks like a knife blade. Sounds like, I'll go this side because it's, well, this is gonna take some excavating actually before it comes loose. Oh no, I think it's the back. Isn't it the back off a fork? Like they have those big wide backs off them, the spoons and the forks? I think it's a nose down spoon or something. But anyway, we'll keep, I'm going to have to take out a bit of ground here. It's a weird angle. You must have got the spoon bowl at 60 or whatever it was. Okay, yeah, she is in there. But this is a good find because clearly habitation and eating going on here. Okay, look, I'll continue with this and I'll be back on it. Okay, here's the artefact that was nosed down in the soil. It's an old spoon with an ancient crushing injury, possibly a cow stored on it 100 years ago. But we'll be able to get a hallmark off. That's very old. That's an 1800 style. What is it, a tablespoon, you reckon?
Yeah, if it's the bigger one.
Big tablespoon. It's all squashed up, mangled, but it was sitting vertically in the ground like that. And it came up with a target ID of 60, so that's what the bowl would have given. But we'll get a hallmark off it and a date stamp. Okay, I've started the dig. As you can see, this was a high tone. Started out at 76, sort of jumps into the low 80s. Could be a little stutter or something, or a bit of a, you know, horse tack brass. Not too far down, I don't think. The sig will dig it cleaner as I open the hole, obviously. Oh, what do we got? An iron disc. They come out quite clean. You don't get a lot of tone roll on them, but it wasn't perfectly clean, but that's what that is. Off an old can or something, maybe? One of those solder top cans, I'm not sure. Well, here's my first old 19th century button from the side. It's an Ask for Crowns. And actually you can still see the gilt in the lettering, in the inscription. That's in great nick, that one. Collins will have a name on it too, but it was a bit more encrusted than this. We'll have to clean it up. But you can see that gilt in the lettering. Awesome. There's Colleen over there. I said about 15 minutes ago, I'll go and boil a belly and make some lunch. Doesn't stop her detecting. Hey, lunch is ready. Should be another hour yet. Well, that was our first sortie into this ghost town. I haven't researched it that much. I need to find some old maps and get the layout of the place better. Although the footwork that we're doing today has probably taught us more than any map will, because the maps are often misleading and they aren't settled the way that the government hoped they would be when the land office sets out the blocks. But awesome site. We can come and camp out here. We'll spend a couple of days out here and do some further videos. Just an interesting old spot in the middle of the bush now that was a thriving township. I love this kind of thing. I love this kind of pioneer history. I hope you've enjoyed watching our video today. We made some good finds there, a couple of buttons, and also a spoon, that gilt badge that I found of some description. So thanks for watching, everybody, and happy fossicking. Bye for now.